officer, like all sorts. And so he finally came to the window, and he was like, "You're going awfully fast." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry." So, but
Can somebody move Kindle in here? My screen is all
I'm not.
screwed
I
up.
got it.
All right, so um, we'll let him get in here. All right, so with can everybody hear me? Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Um,
Um,
with POS, there are there are a couple of things that I wanted to hit on, mostly because we've been hearing it a bunch on the phones, and this is how you're going to overcome it. Okay. So, just so y'all know that when, like, for you guys that are newly released or have been released, you guys get the absolute freshest lead pack out of anybody in the agency. The reason why is because you've gone 2 weeks with the training packs, everything like that. So what happens is there is the way that the inventory and the system and everything works is there is release inventory, and then there's normal inventory for everybody else. The ones that are in release inventory, those are ones that have not been in another person's pack. Um, they haven't gone through the system, in here currently or recently. And when you get out of your release pack, it's still kind of the same thing, but then you go into like the normal, like we all get as far as, you know, filtered leads, stuff like that. So when you're released, your filter um for every person that is released, your filter that Mike has is your leads are aged as far as from 0 to 4 months. What does that mean? That means that their information was just taken out of inventory. For everybody out of released, we have like I think it's like a 4 to 6 month filter, 4 to 9 month filter. That is why they're called warm leads, whether they answer, show up, buy, anything like that. Cold calling is when you find somebody's name and number on a list from the internet and you're calling them just because they have a name. They have no idea who you are, what you sell, why we're calling, anything like that. So our job is whenever we get somebody, I don't know why I'm sharing this right now. Hang on. Whenever we get somebody on the phone, you're going to hear multiple things. You're going to hear, oh, well, I've just, y'all are always calling. I was just seeing. I go through this every year, blah, blah, blah. If the person, like, say, if you got a lead and the person who had it before did their job like they are supposed to, they have not been seen within 9 months. So if you have, say, if Danny was a POS lead in my pack and I sat down with her on today and I presented to her, but I didn't sell her, I'm not leaving her in my pack. I'm clicking presentation, no sale. She goes back into the inventory, but then doesn't circulate back around until after 9 months. That's how the system works. That's how the filter works. Okay. Now, you're also going to get those people that don't do their job and they sit down with Danny and they don't sell her. Well, they think, well, I'll let some other sucker get her, or they're lazy and just don't do what they're supposed to and don't resolve it. That does happen. We've all seen it. That happens. Okay.
Or they set with someone after they were out of their lead pack and they had no way to resolve them because it's out of their lead pack and they did it anyway.
Exactly. Exactly. So our job, your job as a salesperson is no matter who you talk to, is to get them on Zoom. Whether you're wanting to sell them, whether you're wanting to enroll them, whatever. Your job to let the numbers play out is to get them face to face on Zoom. Okay. This is not misleading anybody. This is not like, oh, well, y'all say that you only call us once a year, and I've been getting calls like every 3 or 4 guys. If they were getting calls every 2 or 3 months or sat down 3 times in this year, they would they if I was the client, would call home office and be like, cancel my shit. I'm out of here. If they didn't, then they have not been called. They're literally blowing smoke up your butt. Now, that's one thing. The second thing is when somebody does say, oh, yeah, well, we just sat down with somebody at the first of the year, then your job, again, is to make sure that you get them on Zoom, because I don't remember what I did at the first of the year, much less what coverage I may have if I'm going to look at it every day. Okay. So our job is to do a what? Follow-up call. Exactly. So the follow-up call is because it is your job to see them no matter what. Your job is to do a follow-up call, quote unquote follow-up call, to let them know what they have, and then also show any type of gaps that they have, because you know that everybody's got them. And then you're also going to, tack it in your numbers as far as I got to sit or, you know, whatever. It's numbers. Like, and Josh has done this before too. He will have somebody who was sold 3 weeks ago. That person that sold them did not resolve them. Josh then had them in his pack, and then he was able to find them some additional coverage that they weren't even aware of. We're
Multiple
not
times.
like we're not whenever that type of things happen, we're not screwing people over. We're not like looking to, get rich off of scamming people out of stuff. Like, no, like there's literally a program in EAP called the needs analysis for this reason. That's what it's designed to do. Is if I sat down with Blake and he was a part of a union, EAP recommends a program that is 5% of his income. So if he makes $5,000 a month, it's going to recommend something worth 250 to 300 bucks a month. But we all know that in the very beginning, not everybody takes that big of the recommendation. They do the foot in the door. So our job each and every year is to do a policy review, remind them of the recommendation. They have already got this much. Our job is to continue to get your foot in the door closer to the full recommendation that the program advised for you to have. Because here's the other thing. People in their 20s and 30s should have, if not at least, over $1 million worth of coverage. Because it's the youngest they're ever going to be. It's the cheapest they're ever going to be. But we all know what kind of coverage that's going to be. So the older that they get, they may have something like that. But our job is to get it to where it is more realistic, more feasible, and more beneficial for them later on. Right? Does this all make sense? Y'all following me? Okay. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad whenever you see somebody and they tell you, oh, yeah, well, I just sat down with somebody 3 months ago. Perfect. That's going to make my job so much easier. When you talk to somebody, did you get on to the Zoom call with them and, see face to face? No. Oh, okay. Well, that's actually why they have me call them, is so we can do that follow-up call because that portion of your review wasn't done correctly, or wasn't done, not correctly, but it wasn't done. Okay. The second thing is, how often do you like, again, how often do you think that people are literally just going to keep their policy if they're being seen 3 to 6 times a year? Tyler, if you were seen 5 or 6 times a year, would you have kept your policy with us? No, exactly. That's my point. People are blowing smoke up your butt because, as much as you want to think about it, last year feels like it was, Blake, last year when you started feels like it was just 3 or 4 months ago.
Oh yeah.
It's gone by like that. That's how everybody else is. They think it was so recent, but in reality, it wasn't. So don't take that stuff to heart as far as what they tell you. It's smoke screens. You're trying to make them do something that they don't want to do, so it's going to make it inconvenient. And they're going to put up their guard and be like, no, 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 don't see me. That's your job. Your job is to see people, not talk to them on the phone. It's your job to see them face to face. Okay? Does that make sense? So if somebody tells you, Shell, I'm sorry, but I just, we get these calls all the time. We actually just sat down with somebody 3 or 4 months ago. Why do we have to do this again? Oh, well, that's actually why I'm calling you, is because did you get on the Zoom call with them face to face? No? Okay, well, that's actually why they had me calling. Or did they go over your benefit package with you? No? Oh, okay, well, that's why they had me calling. No matter what, that is exactly why I'm calling. And if they try to get more info from you on the phone, then just tell them, look, the company's policy is that I have to see you legally face to face. Whether it's for 5 seconds or 50 minutes, I have to see you face to face. Okay? Tell them that your boss is a jerk and he's making me, I can't unlock your file until I get you on Zoom. I don't care. Put it on the company, put it on your boss. Doesn't matter. Get them on Zoom. Okay? That's your job. All right? Anybody got any questions on that? Anything, comments, concerns, anything?
A comment I've wanted to say a few times when you've brought like this up of putting it on the company, like obviously you have to make sure you don't like talk too bad about the company that it kind of cancels out what you're trying to do. But I always find it's so much easier to bond with someone when you have a common enemy. So if you put you and the client versus your boss and the company, you're already bonded for a good minute. I'm like, yeah, I'll help you stick it to your company. Like that was always my thought process when I was sat down, like someone started complaining about their. So anyway.
Like, I don't want y'all to feel like you're misleading or anything like that. Your job is simply just to get them on Zoom. It doesn't matter if they were seen last week, last month, last year, 10 years ago. Your job's to get them on Zoom. I don't care. That's what you get paid to do, is to see people. Whether you realize it or not, your job is to actually see people face to face, not talk to them on the phone. Does that make sense?
So anytime you talk to someone on the phone, and I've heard this I've dealt with it multiple times. I've heard it from my agents. If they're saying you're reviewing their information, hey, your email address on file is this. Yeah, okay, your address on file is this. No, actually, it's changed. It's like, perfect. We can definitely get that updated for you. Let's go ahead and hop into our quick Zoom call, and we'll get that handled. Like, use anything that doesn't match up on the personal information as the tool to get them into Zoom.
Yep, that's exactly right. And again, it doesn't matter if their name is misspelled, if they need to update their email, if their birth date is off, they need to update their address. Doesn't matter. Your job is to get them face to face.
Also, if they'd like to update their beneficiary.
Exactly.
Or if they'd like to add a beneficiary. Sometimes they don't have a beneficiary on there. Do you want to put a beneficiary on there? Yeah, put them. Let's go ahead and get you on Zoom.
Yep, 100%. Okay.
I have a question in regards to actually fixing the stuff that they do. Like, because I get that the whole point is to get them on Zoom and sell them more. But at the same time, I don't want like my reputation to be like well, she didn't even actually fix the problem. Or you know what I mean?
Yep.
But I've never been told how to actually fix the problem. Is it
For
an
the
email I can send the
for the time being, if that ever happens, send me the client's name, policy number, stuff like that, and then what update they need to do, because there is a form that we'll fill out, but I don't want y'all having to worry about all that.
Okay.
Like on the spot. I'll show you how to do it,
Yeah.
but for the time being, just send me the email and it's a lot quicker.
Okay.
So Dylan, what I've done in that scenario, it's like, hey, perfect. We're gonna handle all that. Let's go ahead and get you in Zoom. And so doing your full policy review. If they start a policy with you, you are updating that in the system because they're
Yep.
going to have new address, new email, new beneficiaries. And if you get all the way to the close and they don't want to do anything, okay, perfect. So like I told you earlier, we were going to make sure that other stuff is updated. This is our home office number. They're actually closed right now because their office hours are this to this. You can give them a call tomorrow, and if you'd like me to call them with you tomorrow, we can schedule a time to take care of that. But I'm still going to handle what they need because you can always call home office with them and get that updated. Obviously, like Dylan said, there's forms and you can do other things. But if you call home office with them and do the policy holder, press one, like you can get all that stuff updated with them and
Yeah.
you can be there holding their hand, like if they want you to. But I still get them into Zoom, do my job, which is the full policy review. And if they want anything added, you're updating everything right there. Like they're going to get the most up-to-date address,
Yeah,
email,
for sure. And
everything.
like that's what
Yeah,
I want and that's my go-to. But at the same
right.
time, there's just sometimes when they're just not going to sell, but they still have these issues, and it's more of
For
like a
sure. Yeah, by the end,
curiosity for
if
those
it's still
one-offs.
yeah, if it's still office hours, like hey, perfect. Like I told you, we are going to get that handled for you. Our office closes at 4:30. It's 2:25 right now. Let's go ahead and give them a call. We're going to do that right now and we'll help you take care of that. And if it's after hours, here's the number to home office. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. If you need my help, I can assist you with that. What time would you like to set that up on a callback? And I can assist you, or you can do that yourself. If you have any questions, feel free to call me.
And here's another thing I want y'all to like keep in mind. Just because you don't sell somebody does not mean that you're wasting your time on a Zoom call. Your everyone's job is to get in front of at least 3 people face to face every single day. If you're just updating beneficiaries, tack it on 1. See 2 more people, those 2 are going to play out. Does that make sense? Get them on Zoom. That's all that matters. Okay. So I wanted to, any other questions, comments, concerns? Hunter, you look like you're about on your deathbed.
Yeah, I'm struggling today.
My goodness.
I did have one question. When dealing with the issue, I had one where like she was threatening to leave the company and cancel her policy multiple times. And I thought it was the best interest to make sure not to lose the policy because that's losing the company money.
Correct.
And then if she has referrals that also have policy, if there's issues that she would be like, oh yeah, leave them. And so I came into that issue where I was like, is it better to just try to get her on Zoom, or is it better to kind of leave a good footing on the company?
So that's a good question. So if somebody like, here's the other thing, is you're automatically making people feel uncomfortable just by talking to them about their policy, because it means one thing. Their life insurance policy is designed for one thing, and that's to pay out people when they die. It's automatically just a bum feeling talking about dying anyway. So that's one thing that you can take in consideration. The second thing is, yes, I would definitely try to salvage any type of nobody canceling anything like that. But whenever somebody now, and I've been in that situation as well, whenever somebody wants to cancel, it's really for 2 things. The first thing is that they're tired of all the phone calls that they think that they're getting every day, every week, every month, whatever. Or they just are paying a bill that they have no idea how it works or what they have. Like, how is it benefiting me? And so that's 2 ways you can look at it. If it's the first way of people bombarding with calls, like, yeah, we call people all the time, it's part of it. Then you could say, Hunter, I'm completely understand where you're talking about. The fact of it is just your file landed on my desk. Just to make sure that you're not getting all of these phone calls, I'm going to get on a quick Zoom call. We're going to go over everything you have, and then I'm personally going to make sure that your file does not get circulated again until next year. You're not lying because your job is to resolve them after you see them. So if I want to make sure that you're not getting any more of these phone calls, so help me out, help me help you not get these phone calls by just jumping on a quick Zoom call. And if she's like, no, I have to do that all the time. Exactly. That's our company's policy. Listen, I don't want to make it any worse, bad taste in your mouth or anything like that. Like I said, just help me help you. Okay. Like you can kind of sympathize for, but never, guys, look at me. Never, ever apologize for something you didn't do. People calling them all the time, don't apologize for it. People trying to sell them $500 a month premiums and stuff, that ain't you. Don't apologize for it. All you have to do is empathize and sympathize with them and be like, I'm terribly, terribly sorry to hear that. But the good news is they weren't me. So let's go ahead and jump on a quick Zoom call. I'll meet you face to face, and then we can go about our day. No matter what it is, it's always no big deal. Y'all have heard Mike say this a lot. It's no big deal. It's all good. Let me make your life easier for you. Does that kind of answer your question, Hunter? Yeah. Now,
Yes.
there will be some people that are like, no, we're canceling because blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, here's home office's number. Have a good day.
Okay.
We are not in the business of canceling policies. That's home office's job. Now, I will tell you that there has been multiple times, some of y'all have actually seen it, that somebody I've talked to on the phone wanted to cancel, and then I get them on Zoom, and lo and behold, guess what? They got more. Because you know why? There was value there, and they didn't even know what the hell they had. So, not every single person that wants to cancel is just grumpy Gus, whatever. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't wear your feelings on your sleeve. It's all good. Just go to the next one. But get them on Zoom. And if they won't get them on Zoom, refuse deployment, resolve, go to the next one. Okay? Any other questions before I move forward? Awesome. Okay. So I want to give you guys kind of a dip into my mindset space thinking whenever I get into a POS. Can y'all see this policy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay. So when I am, first off, when I'm calling POS, y'all are going to think I'm nuts. When I'm calling POS, where's my mouse? I do not worry about anything down here while I'm calling. Nothing down here. All I care about is this right here. Why? Because I want to get through and call people really fast. What you're doing whenever you worry about the stuff down here is you're taking time out of getting in contact with somebody else. Once you book the appointment, say if it's like a same day preset, like say you called them right now, you got them set for 5 o'clock this evening. Okay. I know that I've got them set for 5 o'clock. I'm not looking at this again until about 4:30. Because I'm more worried about booking my schedule at 5:30, 6, 6:37, 7:38, 8:39, 9:30, 10. Okay. Once I put them in the calendar, got them in Calendly, all this stuff, then I'm going to start looking at this stuff down here. So we know right off the bat, this is most likely dad, mom, son. mom is the owner. I'm gonna say just by assuming that Timothy Jr. is owner of his own policy. So this is it too small? Like, do I need to zoom in at all? No? Okay. So very first one I'm gonna look at, I'm gonna see who it's on, birthday, age, gender. Okay. That's the very first thing I look at. Second, what I'm going to do is when it was issued, if it's paid up, which this shows right here that it is automatic draft, the activity date shows the last payment that came out. So it is paid up to September 14th because the last payment came out on August 13th to 25. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what type of coverage this is and how much coverage he does have. Who can tell me what that code says? Preferably not somebody who's been here over 3 months. Like if you're looking at that, what does that code tell you right there?
Just whole life.
On what?
A non-smoking male.
There you go. All right. So I don't know what this L means right here, so I'm just gonna, I don't even care. It's like an old code, stuff like that. So it is a whole life on a non-smoking male. If it was a smoking male, it would say MS. Okay. So I know that, and I'm going to take note of this, that he's got $30,000 of whole life. So how I'm gonna show y'all this too. So when I am getting my pitches or everything like that ready, what I do is I'm gonna have the person's name, Tim, okay, and then I go through and I put what he has in whole life accidental. So he's got 30,000. He's got another 11,000. He's got 50,000. Okay. So that's what Tim Sr. has. Okay. We'll put that there. Candace, his wife, and I'm going to show y'all all this also. But Candace has she has 15,000 ADB. 50,000. Okay. And then Tim Jr., Timmy Tim, has Tim's got 6,951 of whole life. Sorry, this is not, there we go. Accidental, he's got 50,000. And then in whole life, he's got another 10,000. So this is how I write everything down. Okay. Does this make sense on how I do it? Pretty simple. Just make sure you have what everybody's got
And
in life, what everybody's got in accidental. What's up, Kendall?
And you actually show that, you actually write it down and put it on the whiteboard instead of like telling it to them verbally, because I still haven't gotten to the point where I'm like pulling up the whiteboard and having the numbers. I just, I haven't done that
Yep.
yet.
So
Did that yield you more results?
yeah, so you kind of beat me to my point. Is whenever you already know what everybody has, then it takes you to your next step. Once you get them on Zoom, you're going to ask them, Josh, what do you remember about your policy? I don't really know. Okay. Well, I know that in total death benefit, not a 71, not terminal illness, not cancer, death benefit, I know that Tim has $91,000 of total death benefit. Okay. So here's how I show him what he has. He has what I say, 91,000. And then it breaks down, and I'm going to ask him, Josh, do you know the two main types of life insurance coverage? No. Okay. So the first one is going to be what is 100% guaranteed to pay out no matter how old you are, where you are, if you get murdered, accident, anything like that. Right now, you have $41,000 of whole life. The other part that you have is what's called accidental. This is only going to pay out in the event that you died of an accident, which in the state of Texas is less than 1% of the time. Okay. What am I doing when I mention that? Can anybody tell me?
Showing him what he has and what he would likely need more of.
Yes, that's
Creating a problem.
exactly. I'm pre-framing him of something I'm going to go over here in just a minute with them. Now, I'm not downgrading what they have, but this is where I say, okay, so now you can see how they break down, correct? Now, what this means is that when you first got set up in 2006, it's not that everybody did anything wrong, but it was just what made sense at the time, right? Yeah. Okay. So my job is pretty simple, Josh. I'm assuming that if you're wanting to pay for something, Candace and Tim, you want to make sure that they get the payout 100% no matter what, right? Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take this and we're actually going to get it to where it's guaranteed. Does that make sense? Now, with him being a 53-year-old male, you can go one or two ways. You can go the expensive way and put it all in whole life, or you can go the cheaper way, but move it to guaranteed and put it in a term. Either way, it's guaranteed. Now, something else you need to remember is this expires at 71 years old. That's why people on the age of 60 to 80 cannot get accidental death with senior graded whole life. When they get to the age of 60, they're pretty much going to die of health issues, non-accidental death, right? Shell.
My question, when you say expires, does that mean, I know you're saying that we cannot sell them anymore at 71. Does that mean that their accidental death also expires at 71 if they had already bought it before? Does it mean that if they die in a lawnmower accident at 72, it's irrelevant? That accidental death benefit has expired?
This one Yes, this one will not pay out. However,
But the A71 does. Okay.
exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's not just you can't sell it at 72. It means that whatever policy they had before that was accidental is also okay.
Yeah,
Just making sure.
ADV falls off and they stop paying for it.
Yeah.
Yep. Is everybody following me so far?
Hmm.
Okay. Now, they're going to ask you one or two things. Is this going to be additional? Or is this going to be a whole nother policy? Or whatever, right? We are getting you guaranteed coverage that is going to pay out 100%. Yes, it's going to cost more because you are 53 and you're overloaded on your accidental. That is not going to pay out. This is something that you should have done like 10 years ago, but that's why they have me with you so we can take care of it now. Does this make sense? This is where you have to get real with people. Don't just say, oh, yeah, no, it's just going to be a light bill, you know, blah, blah, blah. No, you get up in the camera and you get real with them. This is something you should have taken care of 10 years ago. We're doing it now. Yeah. This is a big deal. That's why I'm with you. And then you explain to them and give them three options, like Josh Deshawn has done. You give them three options. The bronze, they don't do anything. The silver, I would do 25,000. And then the gold, I would do the whole thing. Whatever that price is. And then you shut up. Do not say a word. This is not bullying anybody. This is not misleading anybody. This is sales. This is how you make sales, by being quiet. Silence is good. I used to think that silence was bad. No, silence is good. Shut up. Shell, the other night, I wanted to strangle you because you kept talking over and over and over. And I just wanted to be like, shut up. Hush. You've already closed him. Be quiet.
Oh, yeah.
But it was funny. It's not like a bad thing.
Well, which one?
The late night one.
Oh, okay.
This
That
makes
11 o'clock banger she had the other day.
Yep. Does this make sense? What I'm saying? So that is how every single one of my POS goes. If you have watched me do a POS, it's the exact same thing every single time. Now, I had used Clayton's POS script in the beginning. It's obviously not going to work when you're sitting down with seniors because it's talking about like all sorts of other stuff. Doesn't make sense with seniors. But if you can get the concept of what the script is saying, it's easy to really, really shorten down your POS presentation. Because they're already bought in, they've already invested with the company, they already believe in the company. Your job is to find a problem and then come up with a solution. Does that make sense? Now, is every single POS going to have a problem? 9 times out of 10, no. But the other 1 time out of 10, no. 9 times out of 10, yes, there is a problem. Most of the time, like on this one, they don't have cancer. They have A71, but they don't have cancer. Okay. Now, do we sell a cancer or A71 policy by itself?
No.
Very good. Why?
First off, the system doesn't let you unless it's tied to some kind of permanent policy. But second, our AOP is obviously off whole life policies or life policies.
There's actually 3 reasons. Those are the first 2 are correct. The third one is if they are to cancel something, they're going to call home office and say, I want to cancel my life insurance. That doesn't mean that they're canceling their A71 or cancer. It's not life insurance. It's health accidental benefit. So it saves your quality on the back end. Okay. And there's really 4. If I ever see it, I'm going to choke you. That's the 4th reason. Don't do it. Yes, Danny.
Okay, I have me and Tyler, she just set an appointment for this guy. She did the call as discount card, which is fine, but he said that he had just set up a policy, and I looked and he met with Josh in July. And Josh obviously set him up with a lot of stuff. So I don't know how I want advice on how to run it. Let me pull up the thing. I gotta find his.
Now, I'm going to say on Josh's behalf before this even comes up, if they are a discount card, they are going to be in the system twice. It's not that Josh didn't resolve, because I know he does, because I check his leads every time that he resolves. Every single person that he sits with is resolved. Okay. So there is a chance that they can come back in, just like now, as a discount card. Okay. There is also a chance that union members can show up twice, as a union or as a POS. Okay. So there is a chance every now and then that somebody can be a duplicate lead, just in a different type of lead.
And Mike did say they're trying to fix all that stuff. It's
They are
in the
trying to
works.
fix that stuff, and by the 1st of next year, this is,
Yeah.
by the 1st of next year, this is not going to be an issue moving forward.
Yeah, I've been seeing way more combos in the last 6 months I've been here than before, because they are merging those 2, so that doesn't happen as much.
Yep.
Can I give you the policy number, Dale?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you said not just double check AIL plus cards, but double check unions as well. Was there a third one there?
There's really not, but sometimes there is child safe kits
Okay.
that are POS also.
So I've had wheel kits that have been a policyholder for 10 years that never even knew we offered that, but they requested a wheel kit online. So like I
Just check all
honestly
of them.
go
It's
through
not a
all my
POS
vendor and
system.
list leads. All my vendor and list leads, I'm searching phone numbers, because I've had Globe Life leads be past policyholders. I've had Globe Labs be past policyholders. I've seen
But yeah, we were
every-
sitting down last 2 weeks ago. Matt had called a child safe kit, and she ended up being a lapsed POS.
Yep.
So best thing I would say to do is, whenever you get a new lead pack, go through all of your list leads, your discount cards, everything.
the vendor and list.
Yeah, just look
And
at the
respond.
numbers and check.
What I do that I've had a good luck about doing is the discount card specifically. I both will look up their name and their zip code and their phone number, and everything else I just look up their phone number.
Yep.
Because I've had the discount cards, that's more to save me time on the other ones, because while they are going to be there, they're less likely to be there, but the discount cards are guaranteed. And I've had people show up with their address but not their phone. So I do both just to make sure. But that's a lot of time to do through all of them when it's less likely. So anyway, if you want to, that's just what I do. That's what on Sunday lead out, instead of being on Zoom or making phone calls, that's what I do. I take the time to go through all my leads, and then I text them a specific text saying, hey, this is Shell. I'm going to be calling you this week.
Yep. Yep. So, when you have somebody that actually does a really good job of getting people set up.
What's the name?
Brandon Johnson.
Brandon Johnson. Okay. Yeah, I've had 2 Brandons in July. One was Brandon
Latoya
Brown,
and
Brandon
Brandon.
Johnson.
So, here's what I look at again when I'm looking at them.
Oh yeah, this is the lady that Mike called us about. Remember?
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna look at age. Age. Now, I know what Josh did as far as what he got them set up with. This is what the cell base set up. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
And
Josh,
I always sell ADB.
do you remember? So Latoria was a referral.
So Brandon was my lead, and then Latoria and him, they do all their stuff separate. So hers was referral. They set up 2 different times.
That's right. That's right.
They
So
wanted it all separated.
what I would do, Danny, is they've got their freedom of choice. They got their mortgage protection. What I would do is show them their income protection.
Now I will tell you, Latoria cannot get cancer coverage.
No. The reason I would do income protection is because they're still under the age of 50. Josh got their 2 parts of their full circle of protection, the A71 life cancer. They've got the mortgage taken care of. They got their funeral taken care of with freedom of choice. I'm going to make sure and show them what is also available as far as income protection.
What's the income protection acronym again?
That's the 10-year,
Your turn.
10.
Yes.
And the term.
Yep, the term.
So there's 2 different terms though, right?
There is actually,
It's like 4 or 5.
yeah, there's like 4 or 5, but the one that we'll use for income will be the 10-year renewable convertible term.
Yeah, the 2 John always puts in.
RC. Okay.
Yes. So it'll look like, let me see if I can. It'll look like this. No, I want to type.
RC, I think.
It's going to look something like that on a policy.
Those get sold a lot.
Yeah.
Is that why you would suggest that one instead of the cancer? Because y'all already know that she can't have cancer, or just because those are successfully sold?
I wouldn't mostly because Brandon just got cancer with Josh. Latoria can't get it. So then I would just make sure that if she was to relapse and die of cancer, well, then Brandon's still able to get help with her income. And that's actually where I would go about it. Brandon is covered. Brandon and Latoria are covered if Brandon gets cancer, but Brandon's not covered if Latoria gets cancer again. So I would hit on her income protection just to make sure that they're covered no matter what. Again, Josh set them up really well. So most of the time there is not a gap, but that is the small gap that I would look at.
Was the discount card lead for Brandon?
Yep.
Because I had him as a POS.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they got all their benefits updated with me. Child safe kit set up, everything.
Did this help?
Mhm.
kind of understand.
Yeah, this one's Tyler's, so.
Remember, you all, every one of you, every one of us, is a licensed agent in the state of Texas. Your job is to find a solution to a problem that they're going to have later on by being proactive. The other thing is we're seeing them now, and it's not going to be any cheaper than it is right now. Everybody thinks that they're invincible and everything like that. You got to get real with people. If you got a husband and a wife and kids, and the husband's being a jackwagon, and you're a dad, you need to tell him, look, Josh, here's the deal. Do you want your wife and kids to have to go on Facebook and get a GoFundMe to cover your funeral, final expenses, be able to live for the next year trying to grieve when you're dead? I wouldn't. I'm assuming you wouldn't want to. Or would you rather have somebody come in and have to take over your position of making sure that your wife and kids are taken care of? No, that's our job as husbands, is to make sure that our family's taken care of when we die. We don't know when we're going to die. We just know we are. We just don't know when.
Yeah, and I wish I was a husband so I could use that banger of a line. That is our job as a husband. And
Right.
Hey, this is a new day and age. It's your job as a wife.
That's right.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, like you could make yourself have a pretend spouse of a wife or
Yeah.
a husband and be like, I'm the bread maker in this household.
Yeah. Like,
You know? And you don't have to make it a gender husband or wife. You can just be, I'm the one that makes the money in this house. And I would not want my significant other or my animals, if you only probably, I don't want my pets to suffer
here's another
because
thing.
I don't have money to take care of it. So I'll leave money to my beneficiary to take care of my animals. I don't know. You can
Here's
make it
another
work though in
thing.
this day and age.
Y'all may not think that this is a big thing, but it is. If y'all are, well, I mean, for anybody, women especially, if you're talking to somebody who is divorced, single, you're divorced and single. Create that between me and you moment. So if you don't see a spouse on the policy, I would take that ring off and then put it back on when you got off the Zoom. I have seen this, and this is the reason why I'm saying this. There was a girl that was on our team, Piper. Remember her, Blake? She would always, she never, like she was engaged, but before she got in Zoom, she would take her ring off and put it under her computer. And so when they saw her hands, there was no ring. She was able to create that between me and you moment. Hey, I know exactly what you're going through, man. I was engaged for a while, and this jackass, blah, 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 blah. Let's let it vent out a little bit. You know what I mean?
I'm telling Misty.
Right. It's like Dylan said so.
No, he done lost it.
I'm serious though. She made, I don't know how many sales just by doing that.
I was about to feel bad because I was like, I don't know if I could do that. But here's the thing: is I don't wear my wedding band anyway. Most of the time because my fingers swell. What I consider my wedding band is my anniversary bracelet. My husband renews every year.
Yeah, and people don't know that. So
Nope,
You wanna
they
know what I
don't. So
consider my
they
wedding
see
band?
they see my hands being empty of a ring.
Yeah.
99.
kid,
No, it's in my bedside table.
okay.
I'm just kidding.
So to change,
Anyway,
switch the subject up on that. I had one thing
anyway,
to add. I've actually used this a couple times, Dylan, because I've been in this scenario. So I'm divorced. I have kids with my ex-wife. When you're divorced in paperwork, if you're paying child support, when you die, your life insurance pays your back child support until they're 18. If you don't have enough coverage to pay $100,000 and 10 more years of child support, then your family that you're currently with has nothing.
Really?
yep. Yeah, you think the people are going to let you get away with not paying?
You think the government's going to
No.
let you go? Like
No,
you
it's
owe the
not like
state.
if you owe child support, it's gonna be what you owe. Like if
Yeah.
you die and your
So
kid's
they're 18.
15, that 5 years worth of
Yep.
that gets paid
Out of your
out of that policy. Okay.
Yep.
That's good to know. I'm gonna put that
Yeah.
for sure
If
in
you
my
know
notes.
any single dads and they're setting up policies and they only got 20,000 and it's like, oh, you got a fiance? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I just got remarried too. Like I was divorced in 2020. And like, make those between you and me. It's like, did you know that you got 20,000 right now, but you're probably paying child support on the kids, right? Right. Yeah, me too. Did you know if you passed away right now, like how old are your kids? 7? Okay. You got 11 more years of child support you got to pay until they're 18, right? Did you know if you pass away right now, your life insurance policy that pays out is going to pay the state first? None of that's coming to your house or to your new family. Like I've actually used that and sold policies that way because it's true. Not everybody knows that. Like I teach people
I had
stuff.
no idea.
That's good to know.
What is
Blake is
Blake's
dying.
over here?
I think Dylan and Blake got a bedside manner going.
I mean, I wouldn't be worried about a wedding ring being in a bedside table. I'd be worried about what his wife has in a bedside table.
Anyway, I want to hear about what Taryn's got. My Lanta
Snacks.
goldfish.
Cosmic brownies, bro.
Anyway, does that make I'm glad, Josh, I'm glad you brought that up because that's a huge deal. Like
I've literally sold multiple single divorced dads on that and upped their policy because what they have is not providing their new family or their current, wife or kid or anything. Like it's going to back child support. It's for real. It's in my paperwork.
I'll be damn. That's good to know. So, before I wrap it up, has anybody got anything, any questions, comments, anything y'all want to go over really quick?
If y'all need anybody wants to talk or do like a counseling session off of the trauma we just witnessed, I'll be here from 12 to 1.
Blake, I swear. Anyway, who's got appointments for today?
Oh,
They're all tomorrow.
Okay. I want y'all to remember one thing and be proactively thinking about this. Tomorrow's the last day of the week. Last day to get paid for Friday. Today's a holiday, not a holiday week. Okay. Tomorrow we go back.
Today is the last day to get paid, or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Or Wednesday.
Also, if you are, and nobody should be, but if you're at less than 1,200 by tomorrow night, make sure you fill out that form if you want leads.
Yep. Okay.
It's a very simple task.
And it's a new month. It's a race to 2,500. Let's get your bonuses back up. Everybody's at 0.
And it's National Life Insurance Month. Like, use that.
I was looking for graphics on Google for national, because I was gonna make a few posts on my personal Facebook and my business Facebook I'm setting up. And I came across one. I was like, oh, this is a really good one. And I saved it. And then a little bit after I saved it, I realized it was one that Mike Vasu either had made or made himself because it was for the Vasu agency and posted on his Instagram last September.
Oh, yeah.
Best one's the user right there. Because then not only are they seeing that, but they're also seeing the organizations.
Yeah. So I'm definitely, I have it saved. That's actually something I'll probably take a good hour or so later this evening of my own time is prepping material.
If anybody wants to make me a Zoom